Hey, Sleepover Party Business Besties, it's Carmen, and I am back with another video. Today's video, we are just going to talk about how to get your Instagram, basically followers, engagement, and bookings. So, all right, guys, let's jump right into this video. But before we do so, make sure you follow me on social media, Carmen Burns on Facebook, and Your Sleepover Party Business Bestie, and Reigning Sleepover Parties on Instagram. So, when we're talking about Instagram, the first thing we're going to start at is your bio. Your bio should include your name, not just your business name, but it should include your name. So, I have Carmen Sleepover Specialist in the name portion of my Instagram. Your bio should also include what exactly it is you do. I'm going to post a picture of my bio so you can kind of get an example of what I mean. And it also should include, I never see this sometimes, and I'm like, why don't you have this? You need to put your city and state in your bio. Please, please, please. If you put nothing else in your bio, put your city and state so people know exactly where you are. The next thing you need to have in your bio is your website. If you do not have a website, get a website now. Get on Wix, start creating a website. If you do not know how to create a website, get on YouTube and look at how to create a website from Wix. It is not hard. I did mine myself. I will link my website in the bio so you guys can take a look at it. It's not perfect, but I'm getting bookings. Or you can hire someone to create a website. But to cut costs, keep costs low in the beginning of your journey, create your own website. I promise you it's not that hard. Also, I hate seeing this because unless you're extremely booked, you should not have in your bio to not DM you. You need to welcome all DMs and answer DMs. You're not that busy where you can't answer DMs. I understand sometimes you miss messages. I miss messages here and there, but for the most part, I don't. So that no DM with the circle X, cut that out. Let them people. All right, the next aspect I want to talk about to growing your Instagram is your photos. Your photos need to be aesthetically pleasing. You need to post the best photos you have. You need to make sure you're editing your photo. I have a 1-minute video tutorial on how I edit my photos from my iPhone. So watch that video, check it out, make sure you're editing. Make sure you know you're busting the wrinkles out those sheets with your editor if your steamer didn't get it, so that you have great photos. What I like to do for my page, and you don't have to do this, you can do whatever you want. I like to post 3 pictures from each party. 1, it just gives me more content. 2, I just love the way it looks. So here it is. This is my page. This is how I like to see my page. But you can do anything, you know. I don't post anything except photos and reels of my parties, but I make sure I post the best photos that I have. I like to post a close-up photo. I like to post photos that are, you know, kind of far back, and I try to keep a lot of personalized items from the people's house out of the photos, if that makes sense. But yes, make sure your photos are your very best photos. I want to talk about reels. Reels is something that, I mean, they've been saying, post your reels, post your reels. They've been saying this forever. And, you know, sometimes I post reels, sometimes I don't. But now they're offering coins for posting those reels. So what am I doing? You know me, I'm posting those reels because I want every dollar that is thrown at me. Let me take that back. All money is not good money. We know that. But I mean, if Facebook is offering me money to post my reels, I'm gonna take it. So make sure you're posting reels, posting videos. Plus, that kind of gets out before photos. I believe reels are kicked out to your followers much more than your photos. So make sure you are posting reels. So that means you need to be at homes taking videos of before you set up. You know, taking videos while you set up, taking videos after you set up, which of course everybody does, but you need to be creating content. So my go-to, my bread and butter, I promise you it gets me a ton of bookings and a ton of attention. Stories. I say it all the time. I know I've said it in other videos. Utilize your stories. Post everything in your stories. Post some of your personal life in your stories is fine. People like to see that. I never knew that. And it took for me hiring my social media coach to, you know, tell me, hey, you need to be posting on your stories and you can post your personal life because you are not just this one-dimensional person that only has a business. You are a mother. You are a business owner, but you're also I'm a dental hygienist, but you are who you are, and you can incorporate all that into your life. And it just kind of shows people that you are more than just a business with no face. That's why I'll go back to the beginning. That's why I put your name, in your bio. So yes, I put a checklist, like a daily checklist in my stories. Sometimes I'll do polls in my stories. I'll ask questions like, what do you think this week's setups are? Yada, yada, yada. So yes, utilize those stories. Do some behind the scenes stuff. And your last few things are just a few tips that you want to make sure you're doing on Instagram. And one is putting your location on your photos, even if it's not the location that you really are. For example, if I'm in Columbus, I usually target suburbs of the city that I'm in. So if I have a party in Columbus, sometimes I'll tag the closest suburb. So I make sure I tag a location for every single photo that I post. So make sure you're doing that. I also use hashtags for all of my photos, or at least I try to. So I hashtag the surrounding suburb, and I'll say kids. So like, for example, PAL kids or PAL moms or PAL moms in the know. So make sure you're tagging relevant hashtags so that people can find you. Also, when you have a certain hashtag that you use, go on that hashtag and like photos, comment on those photos, and things of that nature. And my very last tip is to follow people. I hate seeing people with 100 followers and then they're following 50 people. You know what I mean? It's not that you don't have a lot of followers. It's the fact that you're not following anybody. You need to follow people in your city. If you see moms in your city, follow them. Just follow people. There's nothing wrong with following people. That also gets them to look at your page. Let's say, oh, okay, who is this? So, all right. So to wrap this all up and to kind of just give an overview of what I discussed, make sure your bio is not vague and it has plenty information to catch users' eyes. Make sure your name is in the bio, exactly what you do, your website, and take out that do not DM me, okay? Next, make sure your photos are great and aesthetically pleasing. Make sure they have hashtags, and make sure you are tagging locations. Next, make sure you are doing reels and plenty of them. So that means you need to be taking videos at your locations and from start to finish. Next, make sure you use those stories. I think that is my biggest one. Use your stories. Show behind the scenes. Show your life. Show your kids. Show that you are more than just a business owner. And the last thing is to make sure you show up often. So that means, I would say post daily, but sometimes I take Sunday off. I don't post on Sunday sometimes. Saturdays, I'm usually pretty busy, so I try to post on Saturdays. What I will do in my story, I'll put a little video I made, and it just says, it's time for a raining sleepover party. I do that. And follow people. Yeah, that is it. If you have any other questions or anything like that, just let me know. I will see you in the next one.